I'll bet you would like to make $1,000 a day. I know everyone would. What the hell? That's what you need. I have a system that I've been using for the last 30 years that works for me, and it's a simple trading system. I will show you my system and my simple daily process that I've been using for years on end. Come with me into the office and let's go and have a look at how this system works. As you probably already know, I trade support and resistance, a system that gives you an edge, in the stock market. But you have to remember, it's all in the head. It's all in the psychology. And how does that work? How does that actually make you profitable? Because any system that you use, if you choose the moving average crossover system, or if you choose to trade with the MACD, or if you choose to trade with Fibonacci, or if you choose to trade any system on the market that you prefer, ICT, whatever the case, you have to remember that it's a 50-50 trade. 50% of the time when you take a trade, it could possibly win. And 50% of the time, when you take a trade, it could possibly lose. This is the issue with trading. So the system will give you an edge. It will give you that little bit of a nudge, and you'll have a better possibility of winning. In other words, you're looking to trade with a high probability of winning. And that's the basis of any game. If you go and gamble at a casino, you want to know that you've got an edge, that you've got a high probability chance of actually winning at the gambling table, for example. And the same thing applies to trading. If you're going to trade, you're going to have a system, and that system, you want it to be profitable. You want to have a really, really high probability of actually winning every single trade. In fact, if you could win 100% of your trades, that would make you happy. But unfortunately, as the guys in the videos tell you, turning $10 into $1 million is actually not true. It's not going to happen. Well, no, it's not going to happen, guys. Really not. You see, if you want to take up trading and you're starting out in this game, and you're just beginning, you've got to understand that it's going to take time to learn the ins and outs, the rights and the wrongs. Because if you study to become a doctor, you can't just in one day be a doctor. It takes years of studying, practice. Same as if you want to be a mechanic, you can't just go and fix everybody's cars the next day. You're going to be an apprentice, and the guy's going to send you for a box of sparks or whatever the case. You're not going to know what you're doing, guys. And the same thing applies to trading. You can't just jump onto a trading floor. You just can't jump into trading and expect to be a winner on the first day, because the pros, or the guys that have been there like myself for 30 years, or the guys that have been there for a long time, are waiting for you. We're just waiting for you on the sidelines. We know you're coming, and we're going to take your money, because that's what the stock market's about. There's a willing buyer and there's a willing seller. There's always a willing buyer and a willing seller. Why do you think that is? You're making a market where there's a whole bunch of people buying that believe that that product is a good buy, and there's a whole bunch of people selling that believe it's a great idea to sell at that point in time. Now, why would so many buyers and sellers have opposite opinions at exactly the same time? And that's because they've all got systems that they believe work for them, and because the stock market is a 50-50 game. And the sooner you understand that, the sooner you'll become profitable. How do you become profitable in a 50-50 game? Well, it's quite simple, really. What you do is you make sure that you get out of your losses quickly, and you take small losses, and you stay in your wins, and you make big wins. How do you do that? It's all in the psychology, guys. You got to turn your psychology around. Stop following your losses and start following your wins. If you're winning, add to the trade. If you're losing, get out of the trade. Simple policy, really, not complicated. Remember, if you keep it simple, you'll have that much more success in the market. Keeping it simple, keeping the psychology on your side. Don't get overcomplicated. Don't add too many indicators to your charts. And on top of which, don't change your system every 5 minutes, because I've seen so many traders do this, changing their system every single 5 minutes. They want a new system, because what happens is your old system starts to fail. You know, you've won 5 trades in a row, and then suddenly you lose 5 trades in a row, and you think, oh, this system's not working. So you go and tweak the system that you've got, or you go and change the system completely. When in fact, it's not the system that's failing. It's you. It's you and your little bit of psychology. I'm telling you this because it's important. It's your psychology that's going wrong at the end of the day. But guys, don't forget, I've got a Forex book for you down in the description. It's free. It's totally free. Go and grab it and enjoy it. It's a PDF. It's about trends, because trends are important in your trading. Whether you're trading support and resistance, whether you're trading ICT, whatever system you're trading, it's quite important to understand that trading with a trend is your friend, is quite important, and when to trade support, when to trade resistance, when to get in, when to get out. The book's all about that. Go and grab it. It's free. While you're there, visit the secret blog. Put a trade idea out every single day. Can you believe it? Every single day, unless of course something happens to me. And it's there for you guys. It's not trading advice. It's just an idea so that you can get an idea of what other people are doing in the market, and whether you, well, it shows you how a trade works, when to take a trade and how to take a trade as well. You can follow the trades because I leave them open. I usually do them on a 4 hour, so it gives you lots of time if you want to get in and out of these trades, because it's more like a swing trade. It's not a day trade. And then the systems that we use, you can use on the 5-minute charts. So what's the most important thing, guys? You got to learn to avoid fear. Avoid fear at all costs. And it's really difficult to do that because that's built into the human nature. Fear is built into you. Avoiding fear is quite tricky. Let's discuss that after we've looked at the charts. Let's go and have a look at the charts first. Then we'll discuss what fear does to your brain and how you can get around it. Here's the charts, guys. If you keep it simple, you can make money. This is how it works. Now, if you look at this is support and resistance. There's your resistance, there's your support, there's your chart, general chart. Now, this was done a while back, so let me just remove that so you can see what's going on. Now, gold, well, no, this is Euro Great British Pound. Sorry, got the wrong one there. Now, this Euro Great British Pound on the 4 hour chart is in a downward trend. Now, if you look at this, it's been in this downward trend for a while. So you might want to be taking shorts on this, but if you look, it's hitting support. And if you look at support, it has hit support how many times? You guys can tell me. You can tell me in the comments if you like. How many times has this thing hit support? Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm just going to stop counting. All the way back here. This has been hitting this serious support. Now, this support was taken from the day chart. If you go here to the day chart, 1 day, this is where we got our support. Normally, I take it off the line chart, and I normally make it a bit more readable. And there you can see I've taken my resistance there, and I've taken my support there. Now, back to the 4 hour chart, because that's where we're working. Go back to the candles. Now, why do I use the candles? The candles are so that I can see, you see this big green bar that came out of there? When that big green bar came out of the support area, you would have taken a long trade. That long trade would have taken you all the way up here to the resistance, and you could have taken a short on that red bar, and it's come all the way back down to the support. Now, you could have taken your long trade on the retest of this green bar here. You see, came down, green bar out. It's retested. Now, often when you play with these support levels, you get a retest before it goes up. See, long, retest, long. Now, what you're going to do here, this is retesting. If you get a green bar on the next bar of this trade over here, then you're going to take this as a long trade. It's going to be a long trade from here. So in other words, from this point up to the resistance. So this is probably looking like kind of a long trade. What would stop you from taking a long trade on this product? If this breaks through this nasty old support and then comes back to test it, then it becomes a resistance, and that makes it into a short trade. So that's not complicated. You can see how that support and resistance works. Always look for the bar. See there's a red bar coming out. It actually didn't come back to retest here, but there's the red bar coming out, and on there, Bob's your uncle, off she went. I actually don't mind taking my trades on the first bar out, the first green bar out, and if it comes back to retest, I don't mind, because I keep my stop loss below the support area if I'm going long. So it's got to really come all the way back out and hit my stop loss before I have to worry about anything. So I work out how much my trade's going to cost me in this general area over here. So if my stop loss is down here, I work out how much this trade's going to cost me. If it gets to that stop loss, I know how much it's going to cost, and that's my trade. And if it goes long, then we can add to the trade at about this little point here when you get another green bar over here, and then take it, double it all the way up to the resistance at the top here, somewhere close. When it starts to show signs of weakness, you can get out. So this will, as it's trading in this range at the moment, will most likely go all the way up to the resistance. So that's one. Let's have a look at, we were on the gold just now because I was looking at the gold product and the gold trades, and this is actually a really interesting trade because gold actually shot all the way up, way back, and since then it's been trading in this incredible range over here between, let's say, 2390 and somewhere down here at 23. So with 100 points sort of variation. Now, my last trade on this was to look at a long in this area here because you're going to get, it's gone up. It's gone up here, it's hit it, it's come down. It's probably going to go back and retest this resistance area. And then it's most likely, well, let's just remove that. It's most likely from here could now go short from that resistance area there if it doesn't break through. Because there is obviously a possibility that it's going to break through this resistance area. Where did I get the resistance area? As I always show you guys from the day chart. There it is, day chart. Pick up your resistance on the day charts and your support on the day charts as your main resistance and supports. What's this one in the middle here? That's the support I picked up off the 4 hour, because you want to be trading on the 4 hour as well, or maybe the 1 hour, maybe the 5 minutes. So you can pick up interim levels within the daily levels, and then you can trade on those interim levels into your daily levels. So this would make a good intraday sort of long trade up to the main resistance level, and then you can simply take it short. And if you want to take a trade long there, then you would just simply put your stop loss below this area here. And the reason I look at it as a pretty good trade is this confluence on this trend support line as well as the normal support going through here. So that's basic, easy charting. If you follow these simple systems, you will be able to make that big money that you're looking for, at least daily or weekly. Imagine if every day you could just take a couple $100 out. Isn't that amazing? It'll just add to the pot at the end of the day. It's easy. It's not complicated. Keep it simple. That's the charts. Now, let's talk about fear. How does fear affect your brain? What does it do to you? It's flight or fright, what do they call it? That's when the adrenaline starts pumping. And unfortunately, when we start losing at trading, we've got this ineptability to start becoming fearful, to start really struggling with the emotion behind losing. And we start to do stupid things like adding to the trade or doubling up to try and get the money back, or trying to say, nobody wants to lose. That's the problem. Everyone's got this inept fear of losing. So for you to become successful, what you've got to do effectively is become a good loser. It's really, really, really important to become a good loser. Coffee with Rob, so let's have a wee sip of coffee there, eh? But anyway, if you don't become a good loser, if you don't understand how to take a loss and not get fearful when you start going into a loss, then you're never going to be a successful trader. And that's how you cut your losses short. The earlier you cut your losses, the more successful you're going to be in the stock market. And adding to your green ones is also important, and even that's difficult to do, because when you see yourself going into a profit, you just want to take that profit rather than actually adding more money to it, for fear of, what if I add more money to it and then it goes into a loss? Because that's what people start to think. So you've got to get around that in your psychology as well. Not easy, is it? The system is simple. Don't overcomplicate it. Keep it simple. Do what I said to you in the charts. Let me know if you're investing in stocks. And if you're interested in me starting a weekly video, I don't know if I'm going to do it or not. I'm still going to look at how the reaction is. But if everyone's interested in, I can do a bit of research on particular stocks. You just have to let me know what index it is. Let me know in the comment what stock it is. And if there's one or two guys that have asked about certain stocks, maybe I can put a video together for you weekly and just go through the stock on a technical basis, not on a fundamental basis, guys. I'm not going to go into the fundamentals. That you can do yourself. Check out the PE ratios and the earnings ratios and that sort of thing. That you got to do yourself. Decide whether it's a good company. What I'll do is I'll look at the technical aspects of investing in that particular stock, and when is a good time to buy and when is a good time to sell. Let me know if you guys will be interested in me doing that for free on a weekly basis and adding another video to the sequence. I'll try and add it into my time. Like I say, I'm still researching it, and all I want to know is a yes or no. Would you be interested? That's about it. But guys, that's today's video, and thanks for watching. I hope you watched it to the end. I hope it was a great, wonderful video for you. Our next video will be about a simple day trading strategy, and it's the strategy, as I say, that I've used for the last 30 years, and we'll keep on harping on, we'll keep on beating on about this. So next time, I'm going to show you something slightly different, but just as interesting. Thanks for watching, guys. Till next time, cheers, thanks, and bye.